But what we know for sure is that too many of the people who are in the classrooms are not very good. How do you know that? Because the results speak for themselves. Either you have to accept that it's your fault for having a dumb kid, or it's the educator's fault for not being able to teach your child. We talk about differentiation, things like that, saying kids come from different places. Well, of course they do. Yeah? The expectation when you come into a classroom is that every single child is coming from somewhere else, but you are the only one who knows what's next. And when you have the capacity to teach, you can teach a child, and a teacher who's really good at what she or he does performs miracles every day. Because you know this. You know this because you're here today, because somebody who was a teacher believed in you when your own family didn't. Believed in you when you didn't. Dared you to quit on yourself. Dared you to say, I'm not going to do it. Dared you to think of yourself as anything other than the person who's sitting here today. If that teacher called you today and asked you to do something, I swear, my grandmother said, I swear for God. If Mr. Such and Such or Miss Such and Such called on you at this moment, you get right up and walk right out. Without a question, am I right? Get right up and walk right out because you know what he did for you. But if there are people doing it right, there are people doing it wrong. I had a conversation with your superintendent a little earlier, and one of the things I said to him is, in order to make this transformation real, in order for you to be a transformative leader, you got to fire some people. Y'all got to help. Some of your schools will have to be closed, and you must come to grips with that. You can't just change the name of a school or come up with a cool theme. You got the same team wearing a different uniform. It sucked before. And then people quick to say, well, not everybody's bad. I ain't saying everybody's bad. Every professional basketball team has professional basketball players on it. They're all better than me. But against other professionals, they suck. No matter what uniform they have on, no matter what theme, no matter what coach they have. There's some teams that are not good, and they need to be disbanded. They need to be closed down, so that the children can be put forward, so that children's needs can be put forward, because as I said, when a child loves you, there is no greater love than the love that comes directly from you, and from a child to you. If you've ever worked with children, you know that even if that child lives in the hood, when that kid loves you, man, you are safe. You can go to the hood. I'm talking about the hood. Kids say, I miss such, I want you to come up. No, I'm good. No, come on out. Did you grow up like this? Yeah, I'm grown though. I moved for a reason. They bring you to the neighborhood, you can sit there, you can put your car on and kick the doors open and turn the music and walk by, and everybody say, that's such car, you better not touch him. You better not bother him. No matter where you are, you like a rock star. They see you in the Walmart. I know some of y'all still shop Walmart. And they scream on because pretty kids got no filter. Hey! But let the kid think that you don't love him. Man, you can put the club on your car. Oh, you can sit in it. And you will wake up naked without a car. Children know, so if children know, then the grown people in the school know. Every principal who's a principal ain't built to be a principal. A lot of these guys might have been good teachers, might have been, or good something else. But to be an administrator, to be a business owner like you, because that's what they ultimately are, you got to be willing to make hard decisions. That's why being the boss is so lonely, right? Some bosses out there, You invite everybody over to the house because you're supposed to do that, right? But y'all ain't friends. Like, come on, I ain't telling you, right? You're free, you're not friends. You can't be friends with somebody whose mortgage you're paying. I mean, you could be a nice boss, but you're still the boss. And so, you keep the lines. But some people want to be their friend. They want to be the teacher's friends. Oh, that's such a nice guy. He's been teaching for 20 years. Listen, man. In order to get into the Hall of Fame in any sport, you have to play for a while and be very good. But there comes a time when every Hall of Famer is at the end of his career. And many a Hall of Famer has been cut before they retire. In fact, very few ever go out on their own power. Most are asked to leave. Same is true in education. They might have been good. This is not an age issue. Let me make it clear. Some of them might have been good for the first couple of weeks. I had a teacher who resigned on Friday. She was good all day. But that last period was a doozy. She's a wreck. She's going to need some counseling. I would be doing her a disservice if I brought this woman back into the building. We have those conversations. Sit down tomorrow. What do you think? What do you think? What do you want to be when you grow up? Not teach. Not my kids. Because she might teach some suburban kids really well. But mine, yeah, they're a little less forgiving than those other kids. Yeah, they'll tell her how they really feel. And I think they did. And I think it broke her heart. Because she was ready to come to be a teacher in the hood. You have to understand that you are the only ones as the shareholders. You are the only ones who are going to save your children. You cannot ask the organizations whose very jobs depend on them being able to keep these schools open, regardless of whether or not they're successful, to police themselves. I don't understand how you don't have a charter legislation. I don't understand it. Not because I think charter schools are inherently better. Let me make it clear. A lot of people think I run a charter school. I do not.
Birmingham is a community that has had a rich tradition of civil rights, taking into consideration the needs of those people who were most behind and pulling them up so that they could all be given access on the same level. Well, now the people who are the most behind are the children. Children need the greatest access right now. So we need to put children before adults. That means we need to put children's needs in the classroom before the needs of the teachers and the principals. Make sure that teachers and principals understand that they are there to serve the children and by them serve the community.
And you delivered a pretty strong message. We needed that, right?
I think we all need to hear the truth.
Yeah.
When you go to the doctor, you don't want them to sugarcoat it. They can only say it so many different ways. The truth is, Birmingham, Alabama schools need help. You have a great superintendent who wants to make great things happen, but he can't make things happen because he just wants to. He needs the community's full-on support, and we need to make a choice right here in Birmingham. Birmingham need to choose children or adults. And right now, choosing adults, comfort, as opposed to children's needs.
That's all I got. Give us something else.
Yeah, one last question. Education. Let's put it into perspective. This is a business group. Tell about the importance of it in terms of businesses. Why it's important for businesses to support it.
Businesses essentially are the shareholders of public education. These folks here are the ones who are likely paying the most to make sure the schools stay in business. In addition to that, though, no business can exist. Not one with uneducated and incapable people. So everyone, regardless of where you are on the economic sector, you need to do something to make sure the schools are working better.
You talk about taking on the teachers union, which is a big problem here in Alabama because they control so much. And then you look at Michelle Reed, she just resigned after her mayor who gave her all the support gone. How realistic is it for the school system, the community to take on the school, the union, the PR machine, and win?
We are winning. Michelle Reed resigned because she was ready to move on to something different. She didn't have to, she's not fired. She's ready to she's going to do something even bigger. I had a conversation with her 2 days ago. She's got something bigger planned, so she ain't gone yet. there's a movement afoot. In this community, people have had enough. And I know it. There's a bubbling feeling here that people have had enough. They're not going to kowtow to any organization that's going to stand in the way of their children and the life that they want. So I know that Birmingham is not going to let a group of teachers tell them what's going to happen in their community.
You talk about your school is not a charter school. What kind of school is it?
It's a magnet school.
Okay, so it's part of the public school.
It is a public school. I work for the superintendent, who I got to get ready to call in a couple minutes.
So how are you able to fire teachers or move? I mean, how does that work in your school?
I just do what the rules say. I make sure I do my observations, and then I sit down and have a grown person conversation with them, tell them they got to go.
How powerful is the teachers union in
in Connecticut. I don't think that the teachers union is nearly as positive. We give it power. It's just a bully. Just like any bully, you just need to pop it in the mouth real hard. It'll stay down. I mean, listen to y'all. You guys fought a system, not just a group of. You fought an entire system down here and won. And you can't tell me that you think about teachers union versus a system. It's not even close. It's like midget football versus the pros. They're not even the same.